So I am indeed thrilled to be here again to talk about wellness. Wellness is so timely. It's always timely. We eat too much, we drink too much, we drive too fast, we laugh too little, we stay up too late, we wake up too tired. These are the times of fast foods and slow digestion, taller buildings, shorter tempers, wider freeways, narrower viewpoints. You know, at 30 years working on this, it has been my mission to inspire you to reclaim your health, to reduce your cravings, and to restore your energy. My job is to inspire you. Maybe I'll say something a little bit differently so you'll be inspired to make that change. Therein is the reason for this quirky title today: Eat Fat, Seek the Dark, and Stride. My intention here is to shake you up a little bit, to get you to reverse your assumptions, to think out of the box, to change your paradigm. To see if you're well suited for that, I'm going to ask you to do a little baseline test. I'm going to ask you to just fold your arms as is demonstrated in this picture. Got it? Now I'm going to ask you to refold your arms with the opposite arm on top. For those of you who had a little trouble with that exercise, this presentation is for you. I have to tell you, too, it might mean that you're suffering from a condition called hardening of the attitudes. So let me start off with a little story about this. A granddaughter decided to take over the hosting of Thanksgiving. And while they were in the kitchen, she brought out the turkey. She was so proud. It was cut in half. And the grandmother said, "Darling, why did you cut the turkey in half?" And she said, "Well, Grandma, that's the way you always used to do it." And she said, "Honey, I did it because my oven wouldn't fit a whole turkey." So we hear things, we do things, we keep up with things because of tradition, because of what we've heard from our parents or our teachers, and things change, especially in the nutrition business. So I have to tell you, at the nutrition school that I went to, I learned 25 dietary theories. I don't push any dietary theory. When I do my health coaching, I look at where you're at, what you need, what your conditions are, what your preferences are, and we design a program around that. So we have to follow our own tuition a lot and what we eat and what we think is good for us. Beyond that, if you want to get academic about it, it's about looking at longitudinal studies and meta-studies. What are they? Framingham study, how many of you know that? Yeah, good. It's an old study. They're on their third generation. When it started, they believed that clogged arteries were simply a function of aging, that we all got it, and that's all there was to it. The Framingham study is the one that originated the term risk factor and found out that indeed diet, exercise, and aspirin have some effect in reducing cardiovascular risk. Eat whole, organic, locally grown, humanely raised foods, savored slowly. So what's a whole food? Whole foods are perishable. Whole foods rot. Whole foods come from the earth. A whole food is not a whole pizza. Nor is it a donut. So there are things about which all people agree, everyone agrees when you talk dietary theories. What is the one food group that is common to all dietary theories? Vegetables. You got it. See, we know. So, and if you eat vegetables, if you eat whole foods, you don't need to worry about studies and dietary theories and ingredient lists and such. You simply eat fresh. This, unfortunately, is closer to how the food pyramids that most of us eat. So there's a joke about the man who has lost his keys, and another man comes along and sees him on the ground looking for the keys. The stranger that comes along says, "Excuse me, sir, why are you on the ground? What are you?" And he said, "Well, I'm looking for my keys." And he said, "Well, where did you lose them?" And he says, "Well, I lost them over there, but I can't see over there. Here's where the light is." How many of you meditate? That's like 3/4 of the audience. How many of you do not meditate? Oh, okay. How many of you would never raise your hands under any circumstances ever? But we are going to take a minute now to do a centering meditation. Let's now roll our shoulders back. So if anyone's leaning back on the chair, then you're not sitting up straight. So let's come forward, scoot forward in your chair, scoot forward, bring your back. Yeah, there you go. Roll, roll, roll. Feels good, doesn't it? And then leave those shoulders back and down. Tops of the shoulders relaxed. Now close your eyes. So when we close our eyes, when we go into our inside dark, we get to pay attention to an inner calm and inner peace that isn't always available to us with eyes open, with mind busy, with work pressuring. So you can do that anytime. That's called a centering meditation. That was about 2 minutes, especially effective during times of turmoil and stress. My mantra forever and a day with regard to exercise has been the best exercise is the one you'll do. At the beginning of this year, I read an article on the 7 elements of an optimal physical fitness program. I changed it. I made it 8 because I thought they were missing one. I added balance. And if this looks, these are things you should do every day. And if that looks daunting to you, we're going to do it right now in 3 minutes. So this time I'm going to ask you to stand up and make a little space for yourself. By the way, all but stride are part of a yoga practice. So if you go to yoga class, you've got these all covered in 1 hour. Push, pull. We're going to pretend like we're holding a weight. This is called isometrics or calinetics. So pretend like you're holding a weight, your biceps are flexing, and you're pulling, 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 and release. Let's do that again. Pull, 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 and release. Now face your hands away from yourself and push, 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 push. Again, push, 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 and release. Lunge, let's extend one leg in front of you. The other one back. Those of you who know how to lunge and like to lunge, go for it. You can get down really deeply. And back. My final invitation to you is to simply to be the best that you can be. So thank you.